3.3 and 5 volts is the fundamental power structure of laptop motherboards. A motherboard, sometimes we call them a logical board. The reason why we call them logical boards is because they have logic components. Logic components are components like transistors that are combined together to form what we call logic gates. If you guys know something about electronics, you know that logic gates are the building blocks of processors and all microcontrollers. So these logic gates, they use what we call logic voltages. So logic voltage are 3.3 and 5 volts. All electronic devices that use software, they must use what we call logic voltages, because software communication and all those components, they all use logic gates which use logic voltages. So on a laptop motherboard, regardless that the charger we plug in uses 19 volts, these chips use 3.3 volts. Now on the motherboard, there are many areas where 3.3 volts is used. First of all, the power button that turns on the motherboard uses 3.3. The BIOS, the brightness on the screen. You see these USB ports, the middle lines that we use for communication, transferring data, they all use 3.3. So 3.3 is used everywhere on the motherboard. The same applies to 5 volts. 5 volts is also used on all major areas. However, 5 volts in most laptops is used for powering up those logic components, and 3.3 is used for communication. So some of the parts where 5 volts is used on the motherboard is USB ports. That's why we are able even to charge our phones. The fan uses 5 volts as the power, but the communication, turn on the fan when the processor is hitting so high, or to turn it off when the laptop is cool, is controlled by 3 volts. The keyboard uses 5 for power, 3.3 for communication. The touchpad uses 5 volts for power, 3.3 for communication. The hard drive, same thing, uses 5 volts, and then a 3.3 for communication. The CD-ROM and many areas all use 3.3 and 5 volts. There is no any laptop brand that does not use this mechanism. Whether it's MacBook, whether it is HP, Dell, Lenovo, all laptop brands use this same architecture on their motherboards. For you to understand the chip level repairs, basically to be able to diagnose chips, to check them and know that this chip is fault, be able to replace them, to be able to test them, you have to understand what we call 3.3 and 5 volts. So this is going to be a very interesting experience, and I know if you want to advance your skills in laptop repairs, you are in the right place. So I would like to end this video here, and I hope to see you in the next video.